The House Beautiful by Oscar Wilde. The decorative arts have flourished most when the position of women was highly honored, when woman occupied that place on the social scale which she ever ought to do. One of the most striking facts of history is that art was never so fine, never so delicate, as where women were highly honored. While there has been no good decorative work done in any age or any country where women have not occupied a high social position, it has been from the desire of women to beautify their households that decorative art has always received its impulse and encouragement. Women have natural art instincts, which men usually acquire only after long special training and study, and it may be the mission of the women in this country to revive decorative art into honest, healthy life. In asking you to build and decorate your houses more beautifully, I do not ask you to spend large sums, as art does not depend in the slightest degree upon extravagance or luxury, but rather the procuring of articles which, however cheaply purchased and unpretending, are beautiful, and fitted to impart pleasure to the observer as they did to the maker. And so I do not address those millionaires who can pillage Europe for their pleasure, but those of moderate means who can, if they will, have designs of worth and beauty before them always, and at little cost. Nothing that is made is too trivial or too poor for art to ennoble, for genius can glorify stone, metal, and wood by the manner in which these simple materials are fashioned and shaped. Why, the most valuable curio in an art museum is perhaps a little urn out of which a Greek girl drew water from a well over 2,000 years ago, and made of the clay on which we walk, yet more artistic than all the dreadful silver centerpieces of modern times, with their distorted camels and electro-plated palm trees. Today, even a man of taste and wealth cannot always get his ideas embodied in art. He cannot escape the ugly surroundings of the age, or procure any but the shoddy articles which are usually made. Nor will your art improve until you seek your workmen and educate them to higher views of their relation to art, and reveal to them the possibilities of their callings. For the great difficulty that stands in the way of your artistic development is not a lack of interest in art, not a lack of love for art, but that you do not honor the handicraftsman sufficiently, and do not recognize him as you should. All art must begin with the handicraftsman, and you must reinstate him into his rightful position, and thus make labor, which is always honorable, noble also. And you must have here a school of decorative art, where the principles of good taste and the simpler truths about design would be taught. For the workman's technical knowledge of his craft makes it easy to teach him the practice of art principles, and this school should be in direct relation with manufacture and commerce. If a manufacturer wanted a new pattern for a carpet or a new design for wallpaper, he could go to the school and offer a prize for the best design for the purpose he required. In this way, everyone will learn that it is more practical to build and decorate in an artistic manner. In the question of decoration, the first necessity is that any system of art should bear the impress of a distinct individuality. It is difficult to lay down rules as to the decoration of dwellings, because every home should wear an individual air in all its furnishings and decorations. This individuality, in most cases up to the present, has been left to the upholsterers, with the consequence of a general sameness about many dwellings, which is not worth looking at. For the decorations of a house should express the feelings of those who live in it. There are, however, certain broad principles of art which should be generally observed, and within which there is plenty of room for the play of individual tastes. Have nothing in your house that is not given pleasure to the man who made it, and is not a pleasure to those who see it, who use it. Have nothing in your house that is not useful or beautiful. If such a rule were followed out, you would be astonished at the amount of rubbish you would get rid of. Let there be no sham imitation of one material in another, such as paper representing marble, or wood painted to resemble stone, and have no machine-made ornaments. Let us have everything perfectly bare of ornament, rather than have any machine-made ornament. Ornament should represent the feeling in a man's life, as of course nothing machine-made can do. And by the way, a man who works with his hands alone is only a machine. As regards materials for houses, if rich enough, you will probably have marble. I would not object to this, but don't treat it as if it were ordinary stone, and build a house of mere blocks of it, like those great plain, staring, white structures so common in this country. I hope you will employ workmen competent to beautify it with delicate tracings, and that you will have it beautifully inlaid with colored marbles, as at Venice, to lend it color and warmth. And next, stone. The use of the natural hues of stone is one of the real signs of proper architecture. This country affords unusual facilities for using varieties of stones, in every variety of hue, from pale yellow to purple, red to orange, green to gray and white, and beautiful harmonies may be achieved in engraining them. Let the painter's work be reserved for the inner chambers. If one cannot build in marble or colored stones, there remains red brick or wood. Red brick is warm and delightful to look at, and is the most beautiful and simple form of those who have not much to spend. In England we build of red brick, and the stately homes from the reign of the Tudors down to that of George II give good designs for brick houses. Cut brick gives you the opportunity of working in terracotta ornamentation, the most beautiful of all exterior decorations, the old Lombard special prize, and an art we are trying to revive in England. Wood is the universal material. Wood buildings I like, but wish to see them painted in a better way.